How's it going, Laser Bruces? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Ever 17. We have free reign of the complex now. We can just wander around doing whatever we want, talking to people. I don't know where we're going to go next. I guess we go to the merry-go-round because that's where Takeshi was going, I suppose. Jellyfish gondola sounds pretty badass though. Merry-go-round. We got to check it all out. The merry-go-round. Several dozen dolphins were connected in a circle. There were no horses, no carriages, there was no children's voices, and the blue ocean was just one paneling of wall away. We were all trapped in this place. Thinking this, it was hard to believe that the scenery spread before me was reality. What am I doing here? That thought popped into my mind. What I was experiencing right now seemed much more bizarre to me than the fact that I'd lost my memory. In other words, my doubts about the past were less than my sense of unease about the present. I was overcome by a sense that my existence was floating away. Hey kid, are you spacing out there? You was peeking at me from the shadow of a rock. Not exactly. Really? That reminds me. So how are things with Tsugumi? Well, in a nutshell, it was like we whiffed. What do you mean? We started the light conversation about how old she was, where she lived, if she was hungry. We were biding our time, waiting for the right pitch. Ultimately, Mayo asked her straight out, "Why are you so mad?" And what'd she say? I said we whiffed, right? It was like we waited and waited for a good pitch, but we didn't get anything, so we swung. So it was a big zero. I don't know if it was a zero, but we sure didn't hit a home run. All we can do now is wait for her to get careless and throw the right pitch, and get her out. No, get a hit. I just wanted to get a sense, to feel what she's all about. Reasons aside, there was just something not pleasant about being disliked. Saying that, you started walking. She got on the platform with the merry-go-round and petted the fin of a dolphin. I followed after you and jumped on the back of a dolphin. Kid, incidentally, what were you doing here? I was looking for everyone. When I went to the security office, nobody was there. What about you? What were you doing? I was just hanging around this area near a merry-go-round. I just wanted to be alone, so... Alone? You cast a lonely look at the dolphin as she patted its smooth skin. Hey, why doesn't this dolphin move? Or because it's not turned on? There should be an operating panel around here somewhere. You think if we turn it on then the dolphin will move? Yeah, probably. And swim in the ocean and catch fish and stuff? What? I was just thinking, because inside Lemu, there are dolphins and whales and fish and clams and octopuses, but there are even jellyfish and sea anemones, but none of them are real living creatures. Of course not. They were all made by people. I wonder. For example, deep in a forest, it would be hard to find something that is not alive than something that's harder to find something that's not alive than something that is, right? There are trees and grass, birds and bugs, soil, and little living creatures inside of it. Everything is alive. But how about here? The only thing that is alive in this vast space is us. And they call this an underwater paradise, a utopia. So in this utopia, living things are outnumbered by non-living things. Which in a way means we're intruders in this world of the dead. You petted the dolphin. The dolphin's deformed plastic smile didn't move at all. That's a really dark way to look at it, but I like it. A steel rod was stuck into its belly. Do you hate Lemu? You? Well, it's hard to say. It's not that I like or dislike it, but you liked it enough to start working here, right? No. No, you didn't? No. Well then why? With my question, you tilted her head. Then she just clammed up and started wandering around one of the dolphins. Finally her feet stopped and you quietly faced me. I'm looking for something important. Something important? A clue about my father. Actually, my father worked in the Research and Development Division of Lemu. Research and Development? I don't know the details. It seems like my father made the MMIH program. MMIH? Wasn't that Lemu's central computer? Yeah. Of course, he didn't do it alone. He was just one of the members involved in developing the project. Huh, is that so? But, what do you mean by clue? My father disappeared one day. What? He just went missing. When? He's been missing as long as I can remember. It was when I was 1 year old, 17 years ago. So you don't remember your father? No. I've only seen pictures and movies of him. I don't really have any memories. Everything I just told you I heard from my mother. But why? Why did he disappear? If I knew that, I wouldn't have come here. What do you mean? The last time my father was seen alive, was in Lemieux. Don't know where that came from. That was a much more ominous thing than what she said. So I thought that if I came here, maybe I'd find some clue about my father. It seems like my mum has already given up, but I can't count on her. My mum has convinced herself that my dad is dead. The word dead had a heavy ring to it. You looked straight at me as her eyes watered. But I believe that he's alive somewhere. He has to be. My father just went missing, and his remains were never found. I couldn't find any words. I didn't know what to say to her. She might have been waiting for me to say something like, "You're right, he's probably alive somewhere." But I couldn't say it. I just nodded, and couldn't even look her back into her eyes. Finally, we promised to meet up later in the conference room and split up. I thought I'd go somewhere else. Alright, let's just work our way through it. Jellyfish Gondola sounds fun. Next I went to Jellyfish Gondola. Tsugumi was there. Oh, well, it's not going to be fun. Never mind. Her back was to me and she was looking at the entrance. I called out to her loudly. "Want to ride the gondola?" Tsugumi turned to look at me, but she immediately turned on her heel and walked away. "Wait a minute. I already told you." I said, "Don't ever talk to me again." But Tsugumi started walking again. "Hey," I said, "wait. What is it? You're so irritating." "You met you and Sarah, right? So what? Why didn't you listen to them? It's none of your business." "Is that why you stopped me?" "No. The real reason is something else." "Before you said something about those guys or something, right? What do you mean by that?" Tsugumi stared at me intently. She narrowed her eyes almost as if appraising me. Intimidated by her intense glare, my body stiffened and I swallowed. "What is with you?" "I don't know." I wish I did know. I was born like this, I can't help it. Fine. Well, if you aren't lying, then I'll warn you about one thing. Those guys, they're probably using you. Using me? So who do you mean when you say those guys? I can't say more than that. I still don't trust you 100% yet. And I don't want you trusting me either. Anyway, look after yourself. If something happens, I'm not going to help you. Saying only that, Tsugumi turned and left. Having no idea what had just happened, I simply stood there. I thought I'd go somewhere else. Yeah, let's go somewhere else, because that was sad and miserable. To the warehouse. I wound up in front of the warehouse. I didn't expect anybody's here, but... What's that? The watertight door at the entrance was slightly open. I was sure it was closed when I come by here with you and everybody. Is anyone there? I softly opened the door. Huh? Sarah? Sarah was inside. She was sitting on top of the pile of boxes. I don't know if I'd surprised her, but her face seemed to stiffen. "Oh, kid, don't scare me like that." Sorry. After shooting me a slight glare, Sarah stuck her hands in her pockets and dropped to the floor. "But what are you doing here?" "Huh? Oh, I just wanted some time alone." "Alone?" "You had said almost the same thing. What happened with Tsugumi?" "Nothing really." "Well, you seem pretty down." In the end, she just didn't tell us anything. We were just running in circles and it wore me out. I see. Feminine intuition aside, not even the two girls had been able to get through to her, even though there was no apparent reason for Tsugumi to hold a grudge. But we don't know, because we don't remember anything. Maybe they've known each other for years, who knows? They're just not telling us. What could Tsugumi have been so angry with us about? Finally, we promised to meet up later in the conference room and split up. Oh well, we're not getting much out of these people. Oh, Takeshi. I was surprised upon returning to the security office. Takeshi was there. I wonder what he's up to. He had both hands on the monitoring panel and was staring into the monitor intently. I was about to call out to him, but I hesitated. The gaze that Takeshi had leveled on the monitor, it was so intense that it made my spine tingle. He had the eyes of a hawk scouring the horizon for prey. Takeshi? I finally got out the words. Takeshi slowly looked back at me. "Hey kid, you finally made it. I'm beat from waiting." The look on Takeshi's face was his normal old goofy expression. I felt relieved. "What were you doing? You looked so intense it was scary." "Huh? Scary?" "Yeah, just now you looked scary." "That's kind of rude. What's so scary about my face?" "It's different now, but before it was scary." "And how about you show me how scary it was?" "Huh? I think your face is kind of like this, glaring at the monitor." I tried to mimic how Takeshi had looked by using my fingers to pull up both my eyes. That's not scary at all. I tried to pretend it was nothing. Oh, sorry, I was looking for you. For me? Because you didn't show up for forever. I thought I'd call you on the complex intercom system. Huh? I figured you were probably lost somewhere and crying yourself silly. What are you talking about? I was about to say the same thing to you. You weren't here at the time we set up. Where have you been until now? Stupid, you're the one that wasn't here, right? You're totally late. Oh, sorry about that, but you could have waited a little longer. Hey, I'm a busy guy. I'm not here to look after you. Busy? You? We're underwater, we've got nothing to do. Yep, I'm horribly busy. Liar. Until a while ago, we were wasting time together. Hey. Can we stop this meaningless conversation? Yeah, it is kind of stupid. Isn't it? We both laughed wryly. That atmosphere dissolved any tension that was in the atmosphere. I didn't get it. But at some point, I'd begun to feel comfortable with him. I thought there was something about him. Something like maybe... So how's your condition coming along? Any changes? Saying that, Takeshi sat down in a chair. His eyes were at the same height as mine. Any changes? You mean my memory? Takeshi nodded. I shook my head. I see. Well, don't force it. It's like Sora said. Memory loss can heal with just the slightest thing. Easy for you to say. It's not your problem. Sure, it's not my problem. You say it like you've seen it before. Well, I've been around the block a few times. You're talking out your ass, boy. Sure, tell me about it. And... I didn't feel like prying. Well, for now, why don't you just try to remember things starting with stuff familiar to you? Yeah, things like your birthday. My birthday. Oh, that freaks us out every time. Huh? What's wrong? Hey, what year is it? You forgot that too? Yeah. It's 2000... what year is it? Saying that, Takeshi fished his entrance ticket stub from his pocket. Oh, that's right. It's 2017. Takeshi crumpled the stub back up and pushed it back into his pocket. 2017. Is there something about it? Yeah, kind of. Kind of? I thought that if I heard the year, then I might be able to remember at least my birthday. I see. Come to think of it, you don't even know how old you are, huh? No. By the looks of it, I'd say you're not a day over 42. What? I'm kidding, relax. There's no way. You're probably in the neighborhood of 14 or 15. If you're 18, then you got a baby face. 14 or 15, huh? I muttered this. Well, I'm getting out of here. Actually, I haven't finished looking around. Oh hey, Takeshi. Seems like everyone is scattered all over right now. Yeah, we'll have to arrange to meet somewhere sooner or later. I think the conference room would be good. Got it. I'll see... If I see the others, then I'll give them the word. Takeshi left. I also decided to go somewhere else. I think we've got nowhere else to go. On the way down the corridor, I noticed a sound. I looked for the source of the sound. Someone was crossing the corridor where it came to a T up ahead. A girl? It was a girl that I'd never seen before. See, there was 7 people. I followed after her, as if I were being pulled in by her. Hey, wait, you there! The girl went into the infirmary. I thought we couldn't get to the infirmary. No one was inside. I carefully went deeper into the room. There I noticed a square space cut out. I peeked inside. Down below, a small lift was stopped. It looked like there were another room directly below the infirmary. I pushed a button calling the lift and hopped in. In the darkness, a girl sat on the bed. Oh, it's that girl! The one that was biting the tanuki or whatever. I was at a loss for words. I didn't know where to start. She just stared at me. It's alright. Don't worry, everything's alright. She didn't answer. Anyway, let's go where everybody else is. Everybody? Yeah, it's not just me. There are lots of other people. Help? Did you come to help? Yeah, that's right. But it's probably impossible. Huh? There's no way out anymore. The girl's eyes were sad and moist. Why do you say that? We'll be fine. A rescue team should be here anytime. Liar. It's not a lie. The people that escaped know that we're here. Someone will come for sure. Why do you say that? Because... Then suddenly a shocked look appeared on the girl's face as her eyes focused behind me. I followed her gaze. On the other side of the door was Takeshi peeking in. Who are you talking to? Takeshi, what great timing. It seems like this girl here didn't get out either. Girl? What girl? There's nobody there. Huh? I looked back. The girl had vanished and there was no sign that anyone had been sitting where she'd been. Ghost! Impossible. Hey, cut it out, will you? You get tired of memory loss and now working on hallucinating? You're worse off than we thought. No, I'm not seeing things. There was a girl here. She was sitting on this bed. Listen, kid. What? Aren't you hungry? Hungry? Who cares about that right now? I ate enough chicken sandwiches. I'm all good. There was a girl here. A girl, I tell you. I know. There was a girl there. I heard you. You don't get it at all. Alright. I'll listen to the whole story later. But nothing. You're gonna piss me off if you keep this up. Everyone's waiting for you. To eat together. Well then, what are we gonna do about the girl? I'm sure the girl's probably starving too. Oh man, you completely lost it. I'm not crazy. There was a girl right here. In the end, I couldn't get Takeshi to listen to me. Before going to the conference room, I peeked into the control room. The bioscan figure was eating at my mind. Life readings 5. The number had dropped from 6 to 5. Everyone was in the conference room. There were fried chicken sandwiches and drinks secured from the sandwich shop for everyone. Only Tsugumi was absent. I wonder where she'd gone. Well, more than that, I was worried about her. I told everyone about the girl, but everyone just laughed and no one listened. No one else had seen the girl. Then I remembered the bioscan figure. 7. The girl was probably person number 7, but the number had been 5 and 6 as well. What could it mean? The image of the girl had been burned into my mind and there was no getting away from it. I wondered if it was, like Takeshi had said, a hallucination. If not, then a ghost? That was crazy. I shook my head at my own silliness. Maybe I was losing it. Something had to be wrong with me. I needed to calm down, collect myself. While I thought this, I flipped up the tab on the can of cola. At first I didn't know what had happened. I licked the liquid around my lips. It was sweet. It seemed as if the cola had exploded into my face. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Dicks. Everyone exploded in a chorus of laughter. Hey, what the heck are you doing, kid? You said this laughing. The cans contain a pop made with special gas that are made at 6 atmospheres. But right now, we're at 1 atmosphere, right? So if you don't hold it down when you open it, the carbonation inside explodes. As she laughed, Sarah took out a handkerchief. I looked at it and wiped my face. I was enveloped in laughter. Without noticing, I'd forgotten about everything that had been weighing on my mind. Except dicks. Almost an hour had passed. No help had come. There was no contact. The people that were on the floating island should have known that there were people trapped down here. So, why didn't anyone come? Even if they couldn't open the watertight doors, there should be divers that could tap on the window or glass or something. Everyone, I think it is best if we go to sleep this evening. Please leave the rest to me. Saying this, Sora grinned. Sleep? But where? Are there any places to lie down or anything? In the sectors that are submerged in water, but unfortunately not in the dry areas. Well, lovely. I love sleeping in water. Instead, I prepared another place for you. Another place? Wait a second, Sora. You're not saying that 4 people have to sleep in this cramped space. It was the place where I'd seen the girl. What is this room anyway? Let me explain. This is a decompression room for medical purposes. Here, people suffering from decompression sickness or the bends are treated. The bends? Yes. Normally when people leave Limu, they spend an extended period of time going through decompression and adjusting from 6 atmospheres to 1 atmosphere. However, as a result of the accident, everyone has experienced a sudden change in pressure. You may be suffering from the bends. So just to be safe, I want to have everyone undergo repressurization in this room. But there's nothing wrong with us. In case of light decompression sickness, you're not necessarily aware of it immediately. There are cases where the pain doesn't start for a day or 2. After you figure out you're in trouble, it's too late? Correct. In other words, this is just to be completely safe. Hey Sora, what about the that thing in the infirmary? There was a device there to diagnose all kinds of illnesses, right? You mean the LMRI perhaps? Yeah, that. If you do a scan with that, can't you tell right away if you've got decompression sickness? Unfortunately, no, we cannot. Why? As you saw before, the device is out of order. Discovering the problem and repairing it would take time and energy. Oh. Sora, can I ask you something? What? I want to know more about this decompression sickness. I see. Decompression sickness occurs when there is a sudden change in the surrounding air pressure and gas bubbles that can be discharged accrue in the body. Gas becomes air bubbles, and these gather in tissues or veins. When gas bubbles remain inside the body, the oxygen respiration efficiency drops dramatically. So no matter how many deep breaths you take, it feels like you're suffocating. Yes. So we will seal this room and pump in a high concentration of oxygen, raising the level to approximately 3 atmospheres. Then we'll slowly decompress you back to 1 atmosphere. Using this difference in pressure, we dissolve the gas bubbles in your body back into your blood, where you can get rid of them naturally by breathing. You mean, you make us like a can of cola that won't blow up? Yes, precisely. Okay, I got it. Maybe we should keep our cola in here too. The decompression process took place over several hours, but boy, it was cramped. I wonder where in the world Tsugumi could have gone. And shouldn't Sora have been undergoing decompression as well? I was so tired that my mind and body felt numb, but strangely sleep didn't come for me. Takeshi had monopolized the bed. He was breathing deeply and peacefully, sleeping so well in an emergency like that. You, Sarah, and I sat on the floor. I gradually got annoyed with Takeshi sleeping like a log. It was still 4 hours until the decompression was complete. The night was long. I wondered how much time had passed since the pressurization had started. I noticed that the date had already changed. I waited for the hard floor for the treatment to finish. He was only one of us. Jeez, he's so loud, that idiot. Nakyu, I can't sleep at all. Takeshi's talking in his sleep echoed through the room. We were mentally drained and the three of us were in no state to sleep. No, it was worse than that. Gradually we'd started to go mad. Why don't we just wake him up and tell him? It's no use. Snoring and talking in your sleep aren't something that people can control. We could tape his mouth shut. Or even better, we could drape a wet towel over his face. Would that kill him? Yeah, you're right. Let's do it. Why is he the only one who gets to sleep on the bed? You let the bed have a swift kick as she said this. More please. Takeshi shamelessly carried on like that, looking happily asleep. Wonder what kind of dream he's having. Who knows? Probably one where he gets to sleep in the bed and everyone else sits on a fucking metal floor. I bet it's something sexual, judging from his stupid expression. Does he get a wet patch on his pants? You reached out towards Takeshi's face and pinched his cheek and then... You? Huh? Huh? It seems like he's talking in his sleep. He's not dreaming of you, is he? Stop that, there's no way. Hey Takeshi, how dare you dream about me? And she's way too rough. That's why she can't get a guy. Huh? What? Oh, no, you dummy. Hey, Takeshi, wake up. You grabbed hold of Takeshi's collar. If we didn't stop her, she might have strangled him. Take it easy, Nakyu. He's just talking in his sleep. She's right, he probably doesn't mean anything, but... Probably not, anyway. Takeshi continued to blabber with a dumb, blissful look in his, as he slept, oblivious to our troubles. I've had it. I have no choice but to... What are you gonna do? You put her hand in her pocket and pulled out the marker from before. She popped the cap off of the pen and prepared to go Jigglypuff on him. She's gonna go full Jigglypuff. No, you're not going to. You bet I am. Draw dicks on his forehead. You're gonna chop his head off. Not with a pen? Watch this is what I'll do. And she said that she took the pen and started drawing big round eyes, like a girl from a comic on Takeshi's eyelids. I'll draw dicks on his forehead, obviously, or his cheeks. That's what you do. That's the best way to get revenge. What goes around comes around, take that. It's a masterpiece. That's funny, let me try, Nakyu. Sarah sketched a whirlpool on Takeshi's cheek. Ninja. I'm laughing so hard my gut hurts. Hey kid, why don't you draw something on this idiot? You'll feel loads better. Alright, let's see, I drew meat on his forehead. And the three of us that kept taking turns doing graffiti on his face. Dozens of minutes later, Takeshi had been further transformed into a much decorated creature, miserable, disfigured, and hard to describe. I want to see him. It's gonna be awesome, right? Oh, our first day's over. Good morning, everyone. Did you sleep well? Thanks to somebody, I was up all night. Huh? You didn't sleep a wink? Nope, because of this idiot. You lifted your foot and kicked Takeshi, who was lying on the bed. Oh, yeah, I'd like a perm, please. Takeshi was still dreaming. Looked like Sora had noticed the graffiti and was trying to keep from exploding with laughter. What happened to his face? We got mad. We took turns drawing on him. We scribbled the night away with this marker. Saying that, you laughed loudly. Even so, maybe you went a little too far. Nah, we didn't sleep at all because of this noisy beast. It's poetic justice. So Sora, hold off on telling him for a while, alright? You mean you want me to pretend that I don't notice? That's it. It's all white curlies and Enough of that. Sora, what about the decompression? You're all done, of course. Is there anyone who feels ill? I feel fine. Me too. Well, we were up all night, so I feel groggy. And Takeshi? Just look at him. Math, social studies, science, English class, music. I can't play that. Alright everyone, I'd like to have you all gather in the control room at once. I'll go on ahead. Has anything happened? I'll tell you all about it in the control room. Now if you'll excuse me. Sora ducked and left the pressurization chamber. Sora's face, as she left, was devoid of humour. We got Takeshi up and made for the control room. Sora was next to me. Ahead, you and Takeshi were talking about something as they walked. I couldn't quite make out what they were saying. Eventually Takeshi slowed down, separating from you and came back to us. Hey, you got any idea what you's all miffed about? Who knows? You don't have any ideas? If I did, you think I'd be asking you? You told me to look in the mirror, but... Huh? What? That's no fun. When Sora said that, it seemed like Takeshi had finally figured it out. He wiped his face with his hand. What's this? He stared at the black ink on the palm of his hand. Damn that girl. Clicking his tongue, Takeshi hurried back ahead to you. Sora and I laughed as we watched Takeshi and you exchange words. Tsugumi was in front of the... I like how she just blamed her. He just blamed her. Tsugumi was in front of the control room. She was leaning against the wall, her arms folded and facing down. Morning? Morning. Without greetings, Tsugumi slowly raised her head. Hey Tsugumi, where'd you go last night? Are you alright? Sora was telling us about when there is a sudden change in air pressure. The bends, I know. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Huh? Flashed through my mind. It seemed like something about Tsugumi had changed from the day before. Maybe it was loneliness, but her attitude and way of talking had been toned down. Are you really fine? Yeah. Let's get inside. Sora's waiting for us. At Tsugumi's urging, Sora and I entered the control room. This is weird. Why is she being all cooperative all of a sudden? What the hell? I'm sorry that I had to have you gather so early. There was no other way. Actually, everyone, there is something I need to tell you right away. Sora paused for a second. Sora looked over all five of us. You, Sora, Tsugumi, Takeshi, and finally me. The cooling fan whirred away in silence. Occasionally the sound of metal on metal would ring through the room. The five of us waited on Sora's next words. Last night, after the four of you, apart from Tsugumi, entered the pressurization chamber, I was in the control room here thinking about ways to escape or contact the outside. And while I was checking the internal status of Lemieux, I discovered something. You found a way to escape? No. You had a way to contact the outside? Not yet. Then what did you figure out? I discovered the strength of pressure the bulkheads can withstand. I found their limits. Saying that, Sora turned her eyes to the side of the console. In the darkness, a three-dimensional image of Lemieux sprang up. Pressure bulkhead, what? I mean Lemieux's walls. The partitions between the outer seawater and the inner air. What do you mean? When you say you found the limit? Like I said yesterday, Lemieux is a structure basically constructed on a saturation diving specification design. In other words, the internal air pressure equals or is greater than the external water pressure. However, the complex's internal air pressure is currently at 1 atmosphere. Therefore, Lemieux's outer shell is constantly being subjected to severe water pressure. Correct. But Lemieux is not constructed to endure this situation for a long period of time. Inevitably, it will, at some point, reach its limit. Well put, you. So when is this limit? According to MMIH's calculations, in 119 hours, or 5 days from now, right? We stared in tandem at Tsugumi. You're well informed. Did you look that up on the security office terminal? It is exactly as Tsugumi says. The estimated time of implosion is approximately 4:30 AM on May 7th. Of course, it's only a calculation and there is a margin of error. Plus or minus 12 hours is the margin of error. That is correct, but that pushed us into silence. seemed like everyone was lost in thought. We knew for sure that we were in serious trouble. Sora's words had shaken us a bit. But 5 days sounded like a long time. It really didn't register with me. I kept thinking that a rescue team would arrive at any time. Just didn't really feel like that it was worth worrying about. Sora? Can I summarize what you said to make sure I got it? At 4:30 AM on May 7th, the walls of Lemur will reach the limit of the pressure that they can handle. But that may happen at 4:30 PM on the 6th or at 4:30 PM on the 7th. Is that right so far? Yes. So doesn't the opposite also hold true? I mean, at the worst, Lemur will be fine until 4:30 PM on May 6th. So we're fine until then and have nothing to worry about. We can't be absolutely certain that we'll be safe, but judging from the results of MMIH's calculations, that would appear to be the case. Oh, so that's it. As long as help comes by the 6th, then we're okay. I see. If you had said we only have one more day or something, I might have burst out crying. So we still have lots of time. Someone will surely come to help us before that. The tension in the air broke and the sighs of relief could be heard around the room. Sugimi, having gotten the information somewhere before us, was smiling to herself smugly. It was 5:50 AM. Takeshi gave a large yawn. Asshole, you're the only one who's got any fucking sleep around here. Alright, we're gonna wrap it up. And hopefully we'll find a way out of here in the next 5 days, or we're all going to get drowned. Good times. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.